And today I'm going to be breaking down some of the race footage I took, especially from the start line of the 100-meter dash at the Canadian National Track and Field Championships a couple of weeks ago. And I'm going to be breaking down some things that to the naked eye might not seem like much, but it can actually make a difference between a placing, making a team, and setting a record or a personal record, for example. So I'm going to start off first with the junior men's 100-meter dash. This is one of the semifinal heats, and it has the OFSA champion and record holder, the Canadian interscholastic record holder, as well as the Canadian under 18 record holder in the center of the screen here, Wyatt Lee out of Kingston, representing the Flying Angels. So the first thing I'm going to point out right here is, if you take a look at where the mouse cursor is, take a look at his foot positioning here. Both feet, yes, he has the balls of the foot in contact with the pad, but if you take a look at his heel right here, both of his heels are kind of elevated off of that pad. So as we start to play the footage here, as we come forward, so the person to his right at the left of the screen here, excellent reaction time to the gun. But now take a look at Wyatt's feet. As the gun goes, notice how he's going back. Now take a look to his left. The person to his left is already coming off the pads ahead of him. First foot strike is already down. He's one of the last people into his first step. So this is costing him a valuable time, because as the gun goes, it's taking him 1, 2, 3 100ths of a second to get his feet back to the back of the pad and then start to project his body forward. And now the next thing I'm going to actually take notice of, yes, his knee angles are excellent here. His back leg is almost at, if I were to get a protractor route, is probably at between 118 and 122 degrees. He's probably right at 120 degrees of knee flexion here on his back leg, and his front leg is probably at an exact 90-degree angle here. But what I'm going to draw your attention to is actually his back. So what I'm seeing here is his low back is rounding over. This is a telltale sign that he's actually got some tightness in his low back and his hamstrings. So this is going to be costing him a little bit of power off that pad and his ability to then project himself. Because as we start to move forward, see how he straightens out as he's pushing off, as he gets that full extension off the pad. Now he's got straight line from his shoulder down, but his chin is still tucked a little bit, which is, again, costing a little bit of efficiency at the start of the race. Off the top of my head, I think his PR is about 10.35 seconds, which is the Canadian youth record. He won OFSA, set the records there. But if he just cleaned that little bit up, you're looking at a sub 10.3 at 17 years old. He's only his first year of senior men's high school running, so he's in grade 11. So that means grade 12, he's able to then go 10.2, 10.1 even, as he still physically matures. He improves the start, he improves his mechanics. Just this one little thing, improving his mobility in his hamstrings, because this is showing that he's very tight through here because he's having to compensate by rounding the back and not being able to keep a nice straight line from his hip to his shoulder. When you've got tightness in the hamstrings, you're going to round the low back to compensate and give the illusion of flexibility when you don't actually have it. So just cleaning these tiny little things up might not seem like much to the naked eye again, but it can make massive differences as he's accelerating. So as you can see right here, he's actually only in second or third place 8 meters into the race, but he's already, as you get to 20 and 20 meters plus into the race, he's accelerating away from the field because he's just that much faster than everybody else as he starts to get into his running. But if he just cleaned up these two little things of get the heels back in full contact with the pad and improving his flexibility and mobility in low back and hamstring complex, he will improve his start, which will then set him up to be even faster down the track. And the other thing as well right here is take a look at how he projects off. Very strong. So the other thing that he needs to also keep in mind here is, because his heels are elevated, he's actually at a higher risk of setting off the sensors, you can see the speaker here. These blocks were wired in for actually taking the reaction time to ensure that nobody is reacting faster than 1/10 of a second. That's 0.100 seconds. So by having his heels up like this, if he gets a little jittery, he may inadvertently apply too much pressure too soon, which can then set it off, causing a false start and a disqualification. So little things can make big differences. As he matures, he has lots of time. Most people don't even run his times in the 100 meter in high school, let alone at the adult level and beyond. I never did. He's a half second faster than me already. Cleaning these things up, he could be setting the Canadian junior record next year, which was also set in the final of a race that he was in, where he came second